Just the guy next to you at the traffic light, so don't trust anyone at the traffic light. Righto, it's take 2 in Q1. We're not going to lose anyone.
But anyway,
just a shout out to the bluff from Gerard. So if there's anyone in the bluff watching.
Who doesn't say in the bluff, but anyway.
Rough and tough, and in the bluff, Gerard is waiting for your call.
Yeah, just please keep it, well, this is not a kids-friendly channel anyway, so it don't have to be appropriate. Alright, so we're not going to lose anyone in the session, so Yaku gets a second opportunity, so does Shakes. So if they just keep it nice and tidy, they will go through. So yeah, expect everyone to go out on a lap, put a lap up, get into the pits, retire, so we can move on in life, so we can start with Q2. We've lost a couple of minutes here with the reset of the lobby, so apologies for that.
And we also speaking to you, Sir Hamrick. Please just go out.
Yeah, Sir Hamrick. So Hamrick's on an out lap, legend.
Oh yes.
I tell you what.
I'm so glad we're recording.
I'm just going to stick with him the whole lap. Whether it's out lap or not, I'm just going to stick with him.
Give him all the...
I'm going to give him so much airtime. He's going to be an overnight YouTube sensation.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So Hamrick, if you can give us your link to YouTube and maybe your Twitter account, we can make you famous tonight, bud.
Just where Sir Hamrick is now, is it me or is this braking zone off camber as well?
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's definitely off camber because it's downhill and it's also slightly tilted to the left as you come inside the corner. So, and with these understeering cars, it is so difficult.
It took me a long time in this game to find the braking zone there.
You know what I found there was this rather slow in and faster out. Then in I know that's the general saying in F1 is slow in, fast out, but
some corners it's more true. You're right.
Yeah,
and you just can't get that nose in.
I think everyone will agree in terms of who drive with no assist is that slow speed corners in this game was very difficult. It's in essence very difficult. So tracks like Baku, Bahrain, obviously turn 1 and turn 2 and 3, or turn 1 and 2 really, and then obviously that off camber left-hander. Tracks
Tell me about setup now that you're talking about that. I found Bahrain is one of the tracks that I can actually carry a low-ish front wing. I'll get away with a 4, but only on the softs.
Wow. Yeah, you see, yeah, sure. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, you see, you can lower your front wing, but your rear still has to be high.
It has to, because you have to hang on to these slightly faster corners
especially
as well.
These corners, otherwise you're just going to spin out.
I think this is what makes this game a bit more difficult than the other previous games that we were all playing since FTR started, is the fact that the other games were more wing sensitive. So you can put one wing, you can take one front wing off and you can see almost a 10th difference on a straight, and you can increase your lap times, especially on tracks like Monza. Whereas in this game, it's all really about your camber settings. This game is extremely weird on camber settings, and extremely weird on your suspension. I think the suspension plays a huge role.
Ride-out and suspension is where I'm playing around.
Yeah, so very difficult game to understand.
About stability, eh? Getting it to turn in and be stable through the corner.
Yeah, I think I said it to Gerard last night. It's really, well, I said it on the stream last night. It's all about the balance of the car. And you can be very fast on a one lap but have no race pace because of the balance. And you can be average on one lap pace, but on full fuel runs the car feels really planted. So yeah, it's a game of two worlds really. One lap pace versus full fuel setup kind of thing. An interesting conversation I had with other drivers from other leagues is that when a new game comes out, we all get on YouTube, we all go and watch Jana Otmeer, we go and watch Marcel Kiefer, we watch NX Montana, we watch Veloci James, we watch PJ Tierney. And what we don't realize about those guys is that they use a PC for their racing, and after confirmation on a lot of chats this weekend or during the week, is that the handling model in PC is different than the handling model on PlayStation. And the guys tend to think, and this comes from Marcel Kiefer, is that the difference between the handling model, so if you take a really fast guy like Jana Otmeer and you put him on a PC, and you take him and you put him on a PlayStation, the difference between the handling model on PC and the handling model on PlayStation would be about 4 to 5 tenths of a second per lap.
Sure.
So something that we need to realize as guys trying to understand the game and trying to find setups online, if you can't build your own setup or looking for a fresh start, is that it's absolutely no use for you to go and watch Jana Otmea. The only guy from the esports guys who is on PlayStation and not on PC is Marcel Kiefer, and that's why his setups are quite different than what you see from Velosa James and Jana Otmea, because those guys' setups will 80% of the time not work for you on a time trial setup.
And I think we lost
burn it down.
Yeah.
Yep, in sector 2. I'm watching Shakes, by the way. He's lighting up the boards now, about to cross the line on the softs this time, so I'm expecting him right up front there. Yep, third, 127.2.
Alright. Good. Nick Gishan, 126.6. Oh, word. That's almost faster than my time trial time. My heavens.
Nicky the Gish.
The Gish man.
What a player.
Ron, can you just check for me on the stream if Puna is back, if he's joined us again for take 2? Hopefully he is.
Puna and Bosch.
Hopefully his teammate's name is not Wars. Well, that would be fun though. I mean, imagine commentating on that. What a legend that would be. We've had some serious weird PSN IDs over the years in FTR, so it's good. It's good. It makes it fun.
Yeah, Puna is back. He says, can I join? Puna,
absolutely. Yep. So hopefully, Ron, you send him my
tonight.
details
I think
soon.
he's asking tonight, but I sent him your details.
Yeah, maybe not tonight for the race, because we are battling a championship here. This is the second last race of the season, and these guys fight for honors. Normally they fight for prize money. This season we gave prize money a bit of a break. Hopefully that will return on the new game. But for now it's all about honors. And talking about championship, it's all really about Josh and Bob tonight. Gerard, can you just pull up the standings there for us, so we can just see who's the top 3 and how far they are apart from each other, and if there is any other battles between 3rd, 4th and 5th maybe that we need to look out for. I know Zero to Cool and Boinkies is very close and 3rd to each other.
So you got Josh on 259. So now open this. You got Bob on 228. So it's basically a 51 point difference. Then you got the battle basically for 3rd is between I would say three guys. It's Boinkies, Zero to Cool and Super D. Boinkies on 144, Zero on 133 and Super D on 125.
Alright, so that's a quite one. So that's something, Ron, that you can maybe keep your eye on tonight, is the clash between Super D, Boinkies and Zero. And then
I
obviously
I was here for my maths.
There we go, obviously. And then we'll have a look.
We also got Yaku and Ruan battling it out for 5th place.
Alright, so that's something also to look out for, but our main focus will be tonight, obviously, to see what's happening between Josh and Bob. Bob needs to win tonight to take it all the way through to Japan. If Josh, it's simple math really, if Josh wins tonight, it's game over, because that will be wherever Bob finishes, doesn't make a difference. And Josh will take the Drivers' World Championship tonight. Constructors, Gerard, I know it's close between the Aston Martin and the McLaren.
Yeah, it's very. It's a Mercedes actually. Sorry. Let me just bring up the right one. It's a Mercedes.
Oh, sorry, Mercedes. Sorry. Yep.
Mercedes leading with 297 over the Aston 288.
All right, so that's all to play for tonight, though. So that can still go through.
3rd place 191, so I think 3rd place probably will go to
that's
McLaren.
probably too much to ask for. So it's basically between Aston Martin and the Mercedes, and no one's going to wrap it up tonight. It will go through to Japan next week. Last night the constructors were won in Division 2 by Forza Ferrari, so congratulations to J-Boy and to Wezo.
Wezo's been sharp this season, eh?
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. So yeah, congratulations to those 2 drivers for winning the Constructors' Championship in Division 2, and they won it from the Haas guys. The Haas guys, Stoffel and Sergeant Panda, difficult race for them last night, so they lost a huge amount of points, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right, so it's the battle between Josh and Bob. So let's just look at where they are at the moment. Josh has not set the lap up yet, and neither does Bob. Good friends, those 2, so we'll see if they stay on friends on track. And then the battle that Ron's going to have a look at, Super D versus Boinkies versus Zero.
Who's is Bob? Is he? I know he's a Josh. Is he Joshua Lee?
Yeah. That's Joshua Lee,
yeah, and Josh Willis is
Josh Willis
Josh.
is
Josh. It's Josh.
Except for Josh there.
Let's go.
So Bob on the stream, Mr. Obvious, in the desert says weather is looking dry.
Oh, well done. Like it rains anywhere in Bahrain, anytime.
I was scared for rain.
Oh my man, this is the one track. I tell you what, this is the one track in F1. If you practice any rain setup on this, then you're either ignorant or I don't know. And Puna has sent me a friend request. Thank you, Puna. And I am going to accept that just after the stream. And then we'll get in touch, or I'll get in touch with you so we can get you on Discord and get you racing as soon as possible. So thanks for that, Puna. Alright, but it is back to the action on track. We're not going to lose anyone. 6.5 minutes left, or just under 6.5 minutes. We are going to lose Bernardin.
Yeah, Bernardin is out, but I see Tunable is having issues with his internet. He keeps joining and out.
Yeah, so hopefully that will not mess the lobby up again.
Mess the lobby up. Yeah, we'll
who hasn't put a time in? Top Dog, he's starting a lap now. That should be quite rapid. Might be a nice one to watch.
Yep.
And Sims also.
Ron, so I am currently on board with him. If you want to take us a lap through this, through your point of view.
Yeah, at the moment it's just got to a few traction zones, especially in the race. Full fuel, tyres going down a bit, and then a nice downhill braking zone. You've got to get the nose turning, power on as soon as you can. There's a few ways through that corner, if I'm not too wrong. And then a tricky braking zone. Only practice gets you there. Even Top Dog almost goes a bit wide in there, which sometimes means you can't get the traction on early enough. And then you can start this quite wide, absolutely throw it in, pick it fourth gear on the power as soon as you can. Again, in the race, traction could be tricky. Yeah, you can suck it up further to the right than what Top Dog did, but there's risks involved in that. Cuts that right-hander nicely to get the power on as soon as possible. And again, you can stick way far left here to open up this last corner. Power on as soon as you can. There's actually a bit more run-out space on the left than you think. And the third and final DRS zone, and it's a 1:27 dead.
There we go. Very good lap time by him. So that puts him up into second place. Obviously tunable we will not lose whether he sets a time or not, because Bernardin has retired. He's plonked it into somewhere in the wall. Yeah. But Yaku is saved from the first take on in our first stream, so Yaku didn't make it through in the first one, but he's going to make it through.
Zero Tukul also joined. I think he sorted out his internet, so let's hope.
Right, Gerrit, just keep a reminder on there for us, Tunable and Zero, so if the lobby hangs again, they need to leave as soon as possible. Yeah. So we can just continue to Q2 so we don't drag this process a bit, longer than what it needs to be.
Okay.
Guys starting to retire in the pits, which is great to see. Let's move on in life. There's 4 minutes left in the session. First shots from the championship. You've got Josh currently in 9th with a 127.8. And you've got Bob with a 128.1. So if it's anything to look by, if we want to pull a David Croft and a Sky News on us, we'll make plenty of this, or a Netflix. And we can say that Josh is 5 tenths quicker than Bob, and Bob needs to find that time very quickly in Q2. It's important for Bob to qualify ahead of Josh to make the most out of his race, as Ruan also retires in 8th with a 127.8.
So we're just basically waiting for the guys to retire. I see Sims is going for outlet now, leaving it very late, but he's got time.
Alright, I see Sims is on his outlap now. 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, so he's pulling us Emmerich.
Yeah, and so Emmerich's time, first one to put a time, 127.2, he's still fourth with that, but we know those times are going to ramp up in Q2, especially when Q1 means nothing because everyone goes through. It looks like Tunable's not going to make it out onto track, I don't think.
Gerrit, if you want to maybe get hold of Tunable and just tell him to leave the lobby, because he will crash it again after qualifying. So it's maybe important for him to leave. He can watch the stream and then he can just join back in Q2 again, because I tell you what, this is going to be another nightmare for us.
Watching Simpson's outlap's looking a bit rough. I think he's just not full concentration yet. Misses the apex on the final corner. Wow, doesn't get the traction on. And he goes into the pits. So you won't put a time in Q1?
Yeah. So yeah, he retires. Yeah, look, he will go through. Yeah, not getting it together, unfortunately.
And the last driver on track was Top Dog. He's now in the pits, so
yeah,
if
we're just waiting for
Torment and Chinable retire, we'll go through.
Yeah. All right, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Torment left the session. Yep. So let's.
Right. So moving on. So there we go. We only lost Zero to Cool because he joined slightly late, and then Burner down. Obviously, we're going to lose as well. Tunable might go through without setting a time. We'll keep our eye on that. And then also Sims Tunable obviously having internet issues, but Burner down losing it into the wall. So it says the session ends in 9 seconds. So let's hope that we can go through to the next session. Else this is going to be a very long night for us, unless yeah, we need to do something different. But it seems we're going through.
There we go. Looks like we're proceeding. That's good news.
So while we're letting into Q2, I always like to do this, you know, chat to my fellow commentators about their season. So let's kick it off with Ron. Ron, your teammate for this season was who?
It was Apagozi.
Okay, and then we lost him, and he was replaced by. Was he replaced?
No, I don't think there has been a consistent driver as a replacement.
Okay, well, okay, so that sorts out the teammate issue. The second thing I want to ask is this, from a season point of view, 12 races or 11 races done now. Gerard, can you just check for me, where is Ron in the standings maybe?
I am 7th on 96 points.
All right, so
after last night, I think I'll stay 7th and go to just over 100.
All right, and so let's talk about your season, Ron. What did you learn from the season? Where do you think you slightly lost it in probably not competing for the championship? Yeah, just what can you take into next season?
Yeah, you know, I think we got quite a few drivers through in FTR in the last couple of months. So, you know, when the change of season came, I think we swapped a few drivers. But basically, we've got a whole bunch of quick guys in Division 2. So, yeah, for me, I didn't have exactly the same success I had last season. No, not too many. I think I only had the one podium. But it comes down to practice, you know. I think if I'm going to be competitive, I'll have to practice more. And that sounds obvious, but...
you know, I also think we've had this discussion. We've had this discussion earlier, and by saying practice, we don't mean, you know, sit there for 8 hours a day, like a lot of drivers do. You know, sit for 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, and practice for one race that you're going to race. It just means that if you got that hour extra and you switch on the PlayStation, it's probably the best to just get in. You know, build your setup in time trial and do practice sessions by yourself or with your teammates. I think that's important to. You cannot, in league racing, not practice, pitch up for race day and think it's going to go well. It's not going to go well. The penalty system in FTR is extremely fierce, so it's not going to benefit you at all by messing up other drivers' races, because we believe in close racing, but also fair racing in FTR. Yeah.
And on practice day, yeah, I think setups as well. F121. If you get the setup wrong, you can be very uncompetitive in a race. Your tires can go off very quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing I found, that even if you get no time to practice, you've got to go work on the setup, and you can't just do time trials. You've got to get into into a multiplayer lobby so that you can at least run a 50% race and see how each compound works for you.
That's very,
other than
true.
that, we've got very, very good guys in our league, and it was nice to race with some of them at some races, at some tracks. And I think it's been a lot cleaner. I mean, there's been very few nights where the stewards were kept extremely busy. I think this is the first season, Ron, on that. I think it's the first season that no one has got a race ban for penalty count. So Premier Division and Division 2, no race bans. So it's been relatively, if you look at the penalty count on the standings, also next to the guys' names, it's been very quiet. Gerard, let's talk about your season while things starting to heat up here in Q2.
Not much to talk about.
So you started the season off, Gerard, in the which car were you?
Alpha.
The Alfa Romeo, and got a seat in Red Bull later during the season. Yeah. Where do you think your season went wrong, and improvements obviously for next season? What did you take from this?
I just think my problem started. I was trying too many things with the assist, and it didn't work out. Few races where I was doing good, had some incidents. Also, a lot of DNFs that just messed up my season. And obviously, we're having a short season, so there's no chance to catch up. I think if you mess up 2 or 3 races, you're basically out for the for any good standing in the championship. So yeah.
Okay.
But Gerard, I must say, 1 or 2 tracks, you were super on the pace. I think the Zandvoort was maybe one of them.
Yeah, that's also my favorite track.
Yeah, Gerard loves Zandvoort and he loves Monaco. Gerard's extremely good at Monaco. Monaco not getting featured, unfortunately, with us. But Gerard is a demon in Monaco. Which brings me to the question, and I mean, me and Gerard has been putting some time in as teammates in practice. The value of a teammate. Is that beneficial for you? Is it beneficial to have a friend as your teammate? Is that going to force you to practice more? Is it going to make you better as a team? Is it going to make you better as a driver? Is there a benefit in having a good teammate? And also, is there a benefit in having a fast teammate?
Yeah, that's an interesting story because, this season I was seen as my team's faster driver, which was maybe the first season that I wasn't learning from someone else. I've raced with Top Dog and Wezo. I sometimes practice with guys like Top Dog, and you follow a guy that's much quicker around you for a couple of laps. You quickly learn where you are not carrying corner speed, where you're braking too early, where they're obviously getting on the power earlier. So there's definitely things you can learn from someone else. When you do a screen share and someone watches you race, it's good to get those tips while you're driving. So yeah, I think you've got to practice with someone as well.
Yeah, very true, very true. Right, so we've got just over 8 minutes left, and we've got Shakes on top with a 127.0, so he wants to start on the softs, Simpsons on the mediums, Top Dog on the mediums, so is Nick and Arno. Super D is out on track on the softs, he's just gone purple in Sector 2, so we'll check this lap of Super D, see where this puts him.
Yeah, there's still 9 drivers there to put times in, so I think those guys who put their early medium laps on, especially those in the 128s, will be getting ready with soft tyres towards the end.
Yep, 126.891.
A lap in there, yep.
That's a very good lap time. So the time differential between the softs and the mediums is about 1.2 seconds. So if you take that into consideration in terms of Sims, he should be safe on those mediums. The only guy in the 127s on mediums, Nick on a 128 flat, Top Dog 128.1. Arno 128.2. Speed Alcoholic is the next medium runner, so we'll check how he goes. I just want to see, it looks like a Mercedes is going to cross the line. I'm not sure if that is Hamrick. Yes, it is on the medium, so 128.2. So medium runners are very close, except for Sims, obviously flinging it out there. A good 4 tenths faster than anyone on the medium so far. Next driver across will be Bob on the softs, and Bob goes top with a 126.6. That is very
no
competitive by
surprise.
Bob. My word. That is a very good lap time. So, we need to have a look and see what Josh is up to. Alright, Josh is going to cross the line.
On a lap, cross the line.
Ooh, first blow to Bob. 128.6 versus 128.7, 126.8, sorry. And it's key for Bob. Bob needs to win. That's as simple as the math is going to get tonight. Or he needs to finish ahead of Josh. And if he doesn't, it is game over. Pressure, pressure.
Friendship ends out on track, and Bob needs to grab this friendship by the scruff of the neck. And
right, Boinkies is going to cross the line now as well. He goes fifth fastest with a 127.1.
So, guys putting in lap times all over now. We're only waiting for Ruan, who's on an outlap. So, who's in trouble? It's Arno, it's 128.2 on the mediums. Sir Hamrick, 128.2 as well on the mediums. They will have to come again. Top Dog, 128.1 on the softs. That must have been a sighter, because we know Top Dog's got more than that. Top Dog is on an out lap again. And
yeah,
then,
if you look at the soft laps setup here, Ron, I tell you what, everyone in the mediums is in trouble except for Sims maybe. Speed Alcoholics in trouble, Nick's in trouble, So Hamrick's in trouble, because the guys on the softs will definitely just go a second, and a half, maybe quicker. So expect Arne to get into the low 127s. Expect Sir Hamrick to do the same. Expect Nick to do this. So
yeah. Sims's lap in perspective here is very decent.
That is a very good lap time. That's the fastest we've seen this week in Bahrain across both divisions. So that's a mega lap by him. Ron, I see comments flaring up there on YouTube. Anything to talk about for us?
Yeah, I was just Puna said he added you. Then I asked who are we losing in Q2, and no one has given us any.
Everyone's they want to make that call. Yeah.
Making us any calls yet, but we will lose 4 drivers. And at the moment, it's Top Dog, Hamrick, Arno, and Ruan, who's on a lap now.
Ruan is on a quick lap. Yeah, he's going to come across the line now.
Yeah, he's got a purple sector too. He's on a softs as well, so that will displace Nick, who is out on track.
Hello,
nice. Ruan, 126.813. Cats and mountain pigeons. I tell you what, Ruan had such a good qualifying last week in Spain. Qualified on pole, if I'm not mistaken, or second. Got the run into turn 1 first and was leading for a couple of laps. So good.
You got Top Dog and Arne out on softs.
Yeah, I must say, Ruan is sitting in the championship.
Nick also now got kicked out. So Nick also out there.
Yeah, Ron. So for Ruan, really, I mean, Ruan, I think missed a race or so because of work and commitments and stuff. So he missed a race, which was valuable points for him. Had a couple of incidents as well.
A few races. Now, there's a few races where he's been right on the pace like this, knocking on 3rd, 4th qualifying.
Yeah, but I think there's, and all of us are like that. There's just one or two tracks that just you can just go your best at that track. You can just do your best. It's always going to be your favorite. And I think for me it is Zandvoort. I can just always get a good result at Zandvoort.
You sound like the US Army, be all you can be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's Arno on the outlap. He's about to start. He's currently in 14th and not troubling the timesheets enough.
Right, so let's have a look and see what the McLaren driver can do. Can he get himself up into the top 10, and can he kick out someone like Tormund Kills and Sims? Expect some changes. Speed Alcoholic still in the pits. He's going to come out quite late. Nick out on track, Hamrick on track, but our focus at the moment on Arno goes. And Arno needs
6, 7 tenths.
Well, yeah, well, he needs basically a second. He needs a second. Yeah, a second. We know there's 1.2 seconds between the soft and the mediums. So during this sector, out of experience, he's probably about 2 tenths, 3 tenths up already. This is where you gain a lot on the softs. You're probably going to be 5, 6, 7 tenths up when you get out of this sector.
Yeah, and he's leading on these tires. You can see he's getting power on way earlier than he would have on the mediums.
Right, so let's have a look at his sector 2 time, because this is really where the soft comes into play. Also through the last part of the sector 2. Sector 3 is basically 2 corners in a straight.
You can see Arno's experienced campaigner when you watch him on board. It's just a smooth motion, so you can
Very
push the car all the
flowing.
way around. Yeah, he's done this.
There we go,
long
1.2
enough.
seconds up. That's where the softs come into play. If he finishes
Yeah.
this will take him to 127
Knocking
flat.
on,
He will be might be
maybe
between
6.
Yaku and Shakes, yeah.
Everyone woke up now, so Torment, Sims, and Speed are on outlaps. So
There
he
you
also
go.
on one.
But
So
to get
the guys are
exciting.
getting.
It's exciting racing. Arne
And,
go 6 with a
yes,
128.
boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great lap there by Arne, 126.954.
Let's
Right.
see, Nick, okay, get on board. Nick is also 1 second up.
Yeah, so the Gish man.
Nick is second up.
Is
Nick
this going to be
knocking
a
on-
126? You
Yes,
bet
of
your
course.
bet your bottom dollar. 126,582 for the Alpine driver.
Yes.
My word.
Nice.
That new wheel and the wheel of the BMW. I tell you what, Mr. Gish. Mega performance. Right, let's have a look. Let's not forget about anyone else on track getting all excited
Sir
there.
Hendrik is
Speed
4
alcoholic
tenths
starting
up.
a lap.
He's now 8 tenths up. Sector 2.
There we go. So Hamrick, he's 9 tenths up. That puts him comfortably in the 127s. 8,
I think
9,
Speed
something like
Alcoholic
that.
also. Must be behind him. I don't know where.
Right,
Speed is
let's
on
see where
track.
this puts the Mercedes driver. Tenth. Ooh,
Tenth. Not
trouble,
enough, 'cause
trouble.
Sims is- Who's behind him to cross the line? Sims on
Okay, so
starting a
Speed is
lap.
up 4 tenths from in the first sector.
Yeah, 4 tenths is a lot in sector 1. I tell you what, because these softs really come to you in sector 2. So expect him to be about 1.1 seconds. If you can keep this nice and clean, you can hear the ABS braking. He's probably one of the only drivers in here that drives with ABS off. So he is a no assist driver. Man, this is control. I tell you what, to get those brakes not to lock up.
That is,
Nearly a second. Nearly a second.
yeah.
there.
you can
Unbelievable.
see he's exploring the track limits as well. He's trusting his training. Wax on, wax off.
There we
One corner
go.
to
Oh, Daniel San.
Don't lock it up. Get it into fourth.
Oh, very nice.
Where's this going to put the Williams driver? Mr. Saturday, fourth.
Yes, boy. Fourth, 126.6. Elite
Right.
club of mid 126s.
Right, Torment is the
Okay,
next to
so-
cross the line.
Sims was up 5 tenths. He's up
Torment's-
8 tenths now.
Torment's up half a second
Torment
already.
goes
Torment goes
Yes. that's-
126.52. Where did that come from?
Yo, Torment was practicing.
I tell you what, Sir Henry crosses the line. He's not going to make it through. Sims can only displace
Sims will make
Yaku.
low fuel mode.
No, he's gone.
Ah,
Okay,
yes.
he did improve. 12th though.
Yeah, I think he lost
Aye.
probably about 4-5 tenths with that low fuel mode.
Yeah, something. You could hear something
He
was
was
wrong
up
on the
a
engine.
second, yeah.
My
Oh, a second
word.
because of-
All right,
Anyone's still
so
on track.
no, that's basically it. I don't think anyone is going to improve. No, everyone. There's no one on track really.
Massive shout outs have to happen here. Torment, where did that come from?
I've got no idea,
126.5.
but that is an epic lap by him. My word, what a lap it
Yeah,
is.
I think Bob and Josh should actually be a bit worried because
Yeah,
that
I
is-
think there's some scratching going on in the Mercedes and in the Aston Martin. Yeah, they're not racing these guys, and we saw that last night with Division 2. You're not racing these guys for the championship, but you know, if they can take points away from you.
Yeah, if they're on the mix, they can change things up there drastically.
Yeah, and so there we go. So, surprise, surprise, Torment kills on top, followed by Nigish, and who would have thought that would be a front row? But that is not front row yet. We've still got Q3 to come.
And up to 4th place, it's 5 tenths. From 1st to 14th, it's 5 tenths. Can you believe
Brilliant.
You know what?
Yo.
Objective achieved in FTR of, ensuring close
Yes, I'm
racing.
telling
And
you,
this
this
is what
is
we can
good.
get when we get everyone to race on a
Just-
Thursday.
Who we lose? Hamrick, some Shakes and Bwinkies. They were not far off. Bwinkies is the.
it? No, they were not.
I mean, 6 tenths
5
between
tenths.
1st and 15th.
yeah, that's
Unbelievable.
amazing.
Madness. This is going to be a phenomenal race. We see often in Division and Premier Division, these guys are just following each other, get that DRS train going, and everyone's in it.
All right, so gentlemen, after what we've seen in Q1 and Q2, I'm going to ask this question. Pole position tonight. Gerard.
I would say 125.9.
And who's that going to be?
Well, looking at the guys, I would definitely say it's between Torment and Nick Eschen.
No, you need to come on, pick a driver.
Nick
Eschen. Ron, pole position.
You know, I was thinking the 3 sessions we've seen, because we did Q1 twice. Nick's been pretty much at the top there. I wanted to call him, but you know what? I've seen Josh and Bob race way too many times. I'm going to say right at the end, Josh.
All right, well, I am going to go for this one, and I'm going to say Bob. I think Bob is going to knock Paul out. I think he's going to do a very competitive first lap out, and he's just going to bank that and say, look, fetch me.
So we shouldn't forget about guys like Ruan.
Ruan was right.
No, look, we're just saying on what we saw in Q1 and Q2, yeah.
Those guys can also, even Top Dog sometimes, he can also put his foot in there.
The bad thing, and I mean, me and Gerard actually had a chat about it last night during qualifying, is that because we, as a Red Bull team, we had a horrible qualifying last night. But you get guys,
too much.
probably. but you get guys. You know, qualifying is just one of those sessions where you do not want to be your perfect lap to be in Q1. You don't.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that happens. You get a guy who does a phenomenal lap in Q2 to go through, and in Q3 he just can't replicate that lap or go faster. So hopefully that's not the case with Nick or with Torment. Hopefully they can go faster than that. Pole position last night, Gerard, was a 126.5 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not much to catch here between Division 2 and Premier Division. Normally, there's about 5/10 difference between the guys, between poles.
By the way, Avi, Bob is the first guy on a hot lap, so let's stick with him.
All right, let's go to Bob.
Call for Paul. Let's see what he does at the end of this lap. This will be the time to
Bob. Let's get in there, Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, I really thought he was like a sheep. So anyway. Right, let's see what Bob. So a 125.5 was Q2 top spot. You get the feeling that if Sims did cross the line, Sims would have probably gone into very low 125s. I'm not saying 124s, but unfortunately he ran out of fuel, so that was his quali done.
Sims was way up troubling the time sheets.
Yeah, but from a championship point of view, Bob's here, so he's taking it to the end with Josh. If you look at second or third place, you've got Boinkies in here. Do we? No, we don't. We lost Boinkies in Q2, but we don't have Zero to Cool here. But we do have who was the other one? Gerard, was it Yaku?
Yeah, Yaku's in here. Ruan is just behind him in the championship as well. Super D's roundabout there.
Oh, Super D. So it was basically Boinkies, Super D, and Zero. So Super D is in here.
Yeah.
And that's a good start for him because not Zero or Boinkies.
Basically, Yaku and Ruan are going to be fighting for.
Right, there we go. Josh, provisional pole, 126.6. My word.
So last night we had Brad on 126.548.
Yeah, we saw the guy in 126.5 in Q2, so everyone's got a 10th or so to come. And I've seen this especially from Josh. He often comes with that second run with another 2.5, 3 tenths. Super D, he's also in there, 126.6 as well. Pretty much matches the top three. Arno will want to find a bit more time.
I am currently with Nick Eschen in the Alpine. So Nick topped the timesheets in Q2 with a 126.5, if I'm not mistaken, himself and Torment. So let's see if they can replicate that on their first run. You do not want to mess up your first run here because there's not a lot of time here, very long track, not enough time in Q3 to mess up a lap. You want to do a lap, get a quick out lap in, get into the pits, put on fresh boots and go out again. So 7 minutes to go. Nick Eschen is on the second last corner, or the last corner. Let's see where this is going to drop him. I haven't seen anything flare up in terms of purples.
Oh,
126.6. Alright, so there is a 10th to Nick based on Q2 times. Let's see Tormund kills.
yeah, we knew Torment was troubling the sheets earlier.
Right, so Tormund is coming up to the last corner now. In front of him is an Alpha Tauri. I gather that's Ruan. So let's see Ruan cross the line. Ruan goes 7th with a 127.1. Tormund 126.7. So he's got 2 10s to go and find for himself.
I see Nick is on a... Oh, and he just lost it. Sorry. He was on a flyer
He
there.
was 2 10s up.
Purple sector, yeah.
2 10s.
Yeah,
well, Nick has got time. He can jump into the pits.
pits.
Yeah, he can jump into the pits and go slap on new boots. Enough time for him to go and do that. But just shows you the pace of Nick Gishin. If he gets that 2 10s in there, that's a 126.4 for him, which is the fastest that we've seen.
And again, the top 10 separated by 6 tenths, and we know most guys here from the Q2 times have a 10th or 2 in hand.
Alright,
Nick,
so
got,
no
3
surprises
tenths.
really. Josh and Bob on the front row, which is what we expect, because that is the 2 championship contenders. Nick Gishin surprised in 3rd. Super D always there and thereabout. Tormund kills, definitely big surprise for me in 5th. Yaku in 6th position.
Ruan up 5-10 sector 2. He's coming to the sector 3 now.
Oh, Ruan is going to 126.
There we go, Bob, 126.4s.
Bob stretches it. Bob
What's this
stretches
going to do by
that,
Ruan? This looks like a good lap by Ruan. Yeah, 2 tenths off.
126.6.
Yeah, 2 tenths off pole. Good lap there by Ruan.
Super D, by the way, into the 126.5s. Gets to the front row with a brilliant lap there as well.
You know what, if
like
it will be so exciting for us if we can get another driver just between Bob and Josh, just to make this interesting.
Super D got a brilliant time in there. I see his in-lap, he's pretty much out of fuel. So he gave it all there on 3-lap all
And I see the guys
well,
are cutting corners just to get back in time to put on a new
Yeah,
set.
this is such a tricky track, Kharat, to actually get 2 laps in. It's ridiculous. I mean, I missed it last night by...
Yeah.
I think I missed it last night by about 30 seconds. I could have gone out again, but yeah, 30 seconds, that's how close it is. Right, Top Dog's the first guy out on his 2nd run. So we'll stick with him.
Top Dog, I think I was expecting more pace from Top Dog. We challenge him to get into the mid 126s as well.
Yeah, I think that was just banker laps for the guys. You don't want to push on your first flyer lap, you know, and end up in the wall and not put a competitive lap time. I think he would have liked that to be a little bit closer to the front. But at least he's got something on his delta that he can monitor and see if he goes faster. So that's always good.
Just watching Top Dog in his Alpine, I'm very happy it's not pink.
I did not enjoy the pink this weekend or last weekend, and I don't think Fernando did either. He's not a pink kind of guy.
Done now, you know.
Yeah, no,
I think just make it a bit smaller, man. Make it like stripes or something.
Yeah, it's yeah, they can go back to the blue. Hopefully this weekend is back to blue, because it is a beautiful blue. So hopefully
they back to a bit more form, although this is a double point finish anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Alpine.
Yeah, Fernando and Esteban
Well, let's
getting in there.
go. First guy to start the last flying laps of 2 minutes 50 seconds to go is Top Dog in the Alpine.
Alright, so Ron, if Tormund
quite a lot.
crosses the line, can you have a look for me? I think it's going to be Tormund. Or Nick. Probably going to be Nick. And he's about to start his flyer lap as well. So if you could just check sector time so I could just jump between drivers.
Perfect, I'll be watching Nick.
Alright, so he's starting his lap now, and behind him is McLaren. So Top Dog is almost 3 tenths up in sector 1. So that's not bad.
There we go, into the 126 if he finishes that.
Gerard, maybe you can check the McLaren on track. I think that would be Arno. And just check his sector times for me.
Okay, I'll check through.
Alright, so Nick's sector 1 time should be up. Was there any improvement, Ron?
Yeah, it's just about a tenth quicker, so
Alright.
he is finding the pace. Not as good as the lately spun, but improvement
Okay, so
nonetheless.
Top Dog 6 tenths up. Purple sector 2 for Top Dog. 6 tenths up for him. That will take him to a 126.6.
6.
But I expect there will be more. So we're just waiting for Nick sector 2 times to come through. And Top Dog crosses the line, 126.497. So good improvement by him. That slots him into second.
Oh, Top Dog. Nick is just over 2 tenths quicker than himself, so he should be in the 126.
Arno also
as well. That's
nearly
quickly
3
pole.
tenths quicker.
Awesome stuff.
Arno is
So
3 tenths up.
I'm currently with Nick. He will be
Okay,
crossing the line.
Nick
Then I'll
on
jump
the final
to
straight.
Arno. Is this going to be pole?
This could be pole from Nick.
Nice.
Nice.
126.422.
Yes,
close.
Boyki.
Oh, word. Arno goes 8th with a 126.824. Next guy on
Into
track
the 128.
will be the Alpine
Oh,
driver.
Josh pips him.
You see, there we go.
126.2.
126.2. My word. Where did that time come from?
That is unstoppable.
Now, what can
Where's
Bob do?
Let's see.
Bob is a 10th. Let's just
Bob's
have a look.
starting a lap.
Yeah, starting a lap now. So all eyes on Bob.
Okay,
so
let's
this
watch.
is pressure for him. He needs to find 2
Top
tenths.
Dog is up nearly 1.5 tenths.
Alright, Kara, to keep me up to date with
so
that.
Top Dog's looking for front row with those pace.
Yeah, so I'm currently on
Let's see, Bob, sector 1, about a tenth quicker, 800.
but it is purple, so that is fastest of the session so far, so that's a good start for Bob.
And he goes second, Top Dog.
Second for Top Dog, 126.403. So that displaces Nick onto the second row.
I see
Yeah,
Ruan is
Nick
up.
is not improving. Okay, Bob.
Okay, lost time in the second sector.
Right, so this is all
Okay,
about
we'll
Bob now.
shortly know about Bob's.
Come on, Bob,
sector 2
get that
times,
ball,
that's the
make me
right-hander.
proud. Almost 2
He's
tenths
almost
up.
2 tenths quicker.
Yeah, not purple
Bob's knocking
sector.
on the 126.2s as well.
But let's have a look. It's all about the last corner. You do not want to miss this breaking point, which he doesn't.
Oh,
126.1 by
nasty on the
Josh.
power.
126.1.
That's going to be impossible.
No, it's not going to be
Bob
happening.
goes second with a
126.2.
126.2, but he's 500ths off the pace. Yeah.
See Jaco also on a quick one here.
Tormund 2 tenths up. Tormund's going to cross the line at 126.4. That's his fastest of the session, so well done by Tormund. That is extremely fast. 126.418. That displaces Nick onto the third row.
And speed just pops in there with a 126.340.
Alright, so who do we have? So Super D is done. So that's
I think
qualifying done.
everyone's done laps now.
Yeah, that's qualifying done. So, yeah, it's Josh in front with Bob in second. Going to be interesting turn 1. Bob needs to finish ahead of Josh. As simple as that. Speed Alcoholic in third. We've got Top Dog in fourth. What a qualifying. What a qualifying.
And look, there's enough. There's enough run up to turn 1 that if someone gets a slightly better start than the next driver, that they definitely can challenge into turn 1. So
Yeah, we were all excited
it's not all
about.
won and lost there, though. Let's hope the guys keep it clean.
Yeah, we were all excited in Q2 about between 1st and 15th were 0.6 of a second. Engine mode's up. Focus on 6 tenths between pole and 10th. So it's still what we're trying to achieve. So that is still good numbers to look at. Yeah, so very good. So Josh on pole with Bob, 2 championship contenders, Speed Alcoholic and Top Dog. And then the fight for third in the World Championship, you've got Super D in there. And you've got Boinky starting outside of the top 10, as well as Hanku. So it's going to be interesting to see what
good
these
luck
guys
from
start
Josh.
on outside of the top 10. I tell you what, one thing not bad in Bahrain, is to start outside of the top 10 on a fresh set of tires. It's not the worst thing that you can do.
Are we back just now?
Some of those ladies we called in the bluff are knocking on Gerard's door.
Oh, really? So, are we having some... Gerard's left, so I can't even ask him that question. YouTube, how does YouTube look, Ron, comments-wise? Everything good?
The guys have been too quiet on the YouTube.
Right, so Puna's obviously watching us.
There,
maybe post the question to Puna. Puna, as a new driver, hopefully in FTR, how does his lap times compare to your lap times? Is it anything that you think you can chase down? Come on, give us a hint there of what to expect from you.
If you don't know Puna, you can quickly jump onto a time trial and
just go to time trial and have a look and tell us where your times are at. It will be interesting to see. Right, so it is going to be formation lap. Ron, I am just going to fetch something to drink, and then you can take us through the race start.
There we go. 29 laps of Bahrain to go. This is the order. Championship leader Josh is in front. He's lane contender Bob, who needs to beat Josh tonight to make this a go-to all the way to Japan. He is in second place. And then we saw some great laps by Speed Alcoholic and Top Dog. That's good enough for second row. Nice place to start. Tormans had some decent pace. He's in fifth. Nick Gish, we thought he was going to trouble the timesheets a bit more than that, but six is not bad as well on the third row. Then we've got Super D, Ruan, Yaku. They're all very close in a battle somewhere in the championship. And Arno Ghost is in 10th. And that's your top 10. They all got through Q2 on the softs. So these are slightly used softs, probably something like 5% wear on them, not too bad. But they've committed to that strategy. And then guys with new tyre choices, Sir Hamrick in 11th and Simps in 12th, they went for mediums. Shakes and Winkies, they on the softs, hoping to make up some places at the start, I reckon. And then Burner down in 15th on the mediums, and Tunable, he went for the hards, maybe committing early to a one-stopper. Not a terrible tyre in race conditions. And then Zero, he missed out on qualifying due to some connectivity issues. He's 17th, he's on the mediums.
Yeah, let's just hope we can get a good race start. We don't have any issues with the guys at the internet.
Yeah, so far so good, except for our problem after our first attempt at Q1. It looks like we've been stable. Josh now getting to his pit box. If I look towards the end, Zero just rounded the last corner.
So basically your first 10 is on soft, so it's gonna be a ding dong battle, I'm telling you.
Alright, Ron, take us through the start of this race, if you don't mind. Just guys to look out for Tunable on the hard at the back in 16th. And then surprise, surprise, Boinkies on softs in 14th. Thought he would go for the mediums.
There we go, everyone's lined up, we're about to go. 2 races to go. And Bob needs a good start, he needs a good result here tonight. 4 or 5 lights. And the lights are out, that took a while, but it looks like Bob did actually get off to a good start. He's side by side with Josh immediately.
Got a good start there, Top Dog also.
And into the first corner, Josh tries to brake late, tries to go on the outside, but Bob's going to have the upper hand here in terms of traction. They do touch, and they are still side by side as they go into the first corner. Speed Alcoholic and Top Dog are following them. Nick has lost a place or two, and Josh finally looks like he's got that first place, but they're still side by side. Not a great place in the track to be side by side and battling, but so far they're keeping it clean by the looks of it. Arno gets a 5-second penalty for indiscretion on lap 1. We'll find out what that was about later. But it's Josh, they were side by side, but he's kept it pretty clean. He's got the lead of this race Behind him is Bar, behind him Speed Alcoholic. Top Dog's made up places, he's 4th.
Yeah,
And,
Ruan
that
also
was,
dropped back. He dropped a few places back. Let me just get the.
What do you reckon,
Yeah.
gents? Elbows out, but clean enough, right? From the two.
I tell you what, that was one of the
rivals.
best turn 1, 2, 3s that I've seen in a long time in league racing. So well done to these two.
So Ruan is a big loser. He lost 6 places there. He
But
just
he's
gained a
on the
place
softs,
now.
new
Yeah,
softs Ruan.
He's
so
coming
thank you.
back slowly now. Yeah. He goes past Arno.
Yeah, so Arno is into the pits. I think that's for a wing change. Let's just have a look. McLaren pit
Yeah, Arno
crew
had
pops out.
And Bernard
He had
down.
Yeah, same as what
New
happened to
wing.
me last night. Unfortunate for him.
Arno also serving.
Oh,
Bernard
Nick
down
Gishen,
also.
that's retirement.
Oh, yes.
So lost it. So that's Nick done for the evening. And we're probably not going to see Scar because Codemaster will get rid of it before we get there.
Doesn't look like virtual safety car or anything. Looks like we're still racing. Thank goodness for that. Although I think Burner down and Arno wouldn't have minded. They are now out the pits. Both of them have gone for the mediums. Long race from there. We're being 30 something seconds behind. But from first all the way down to 14th, the guys are only about 9 seconds apart. So it's a big long DRS train from the next lap.
Yeah, Bob keeping Josh nice and honest here. So we'll see.
Top keeping Speed Alcoholic honest, and he's got Torment behind him. He's got like a big behind Speed Alcoholic. There's a big train up until 11th place.
Now we're going to see who's brave when the DRS kicks open. Who carries the lesser of the wing? It's all going to be about that. So let's see. But it is currently Josh leading Bob. If it stays like this, if the race does end now, it will be Josh will be your world champion. Dethroning Yaku. Yaku was our champion last season. So he will take the trophy from
funnily
him.
enough, it was between Yaku and Bob.
Yeah.
I've commentated on enough FTR races to know that Josh is not easy to pass, even if you have DRS. He saves all his ERS for that important back straight. He doesn't often make mistakes that he gets squirrely out of a corner, so not many opportunities. You've got to have pace to beat him, so the race is on now.
Chino also in a good place. He's in 13th at the moment, not too far off Sam.
Yeah, Chinable's doing well on those hards. He's not losing touch with the guys, which is what Abilach was saying earlier about the hards in race conditions.
Yeah, so we'll see how Sims does, how Zero had a mega start. I mean, he's all the way from last into 10th position. What a start by him. So he's on mediums, Sims on mediums. They are the front runners on the mediums. And expect them to go to a lap 14, basically, if they can.
And
Expect the guard
now
softs
with
in.
DRS into turn 1, by the way. Bob goes past Josh.
Yo.
He was 5/10 at the start of the straight. Enough ERS.
Yeah,
no,
but
Josh
Bob's going to
following
get
through.
DRS now. There we go, DRS wide open.
Top Dog also pushing speed. Nearly went past him there. Oh, someone lost the wing, and that's Top Dog. Lost the end plate into the back of speed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
going to be
Top
horrible
Dog's-
for him. He's not going to... I tell you what, I had a missing end plate last night, and it was a nightmare. No use in
and,
trying to fight the guys behind you. You're going to lose so many positions now. Yeah.
And that's Torment.
The winner
past
there
him,
is
Super D.
Torment.
Yep, Torment
Gets
comes through,
past
Super D
him.
comes
He
through,
gets past.
Yaku is going to come through now.
He must be
So
careful
is
he doesn't
Shake,
lose
so
the
is
other
Sims.
side.
And yeah,
And
everyone comes.
And Torment in 4th, by the way. We saw he's got pace at this
yes,
track.
see.
Ooh, Top
is-
Dog, Super D, Yaku all
He's not
side
going to
by
have
side.
grip. Be careful here. He's not going to have grip.
Yeah, Top Dog doesn't want to lose time, but he has to. But now, what did you do? Commit to the hards?
Hearts, absolutely hearts. you know, buy your
see how far
time.
you can go.
And Sims is getting ready to take shakes.
Let's just see. Top Dog is going to go into the pits. We'll get confirmation later on. What is he on? Yaku at the back of Super D. Yaku going on the inside of D into turn 1. Is he going to boost enough? Is he just going to hang it out there? Yes, he is. Brakes later than D.
I was just watching Josh and Bob on the start-finish straights. Some of the gap, but Josh didn't catch Bob, so I think Bob's quite quick on the straights, and looks like he's controlling it for now. Who's having a wing change there, Gerard?
Shakes also had a wing change.
Shakes and Top Dog then.
Yeah, so Top Dog on the hards, yeah, well called. Shakes on the mediums.
And there's Storman kills into the wall as I just got onto
That's
him.
going to be a safety car. Surely that will be a safety car.
No, it's not. He's not out. He just lost the wing.
Okay, alright. Because that looks horrible.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's going to be horrible for him. Just
Who's
don't get
Torment?
him.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of wing.
Actually, looks like he's got a puncher too.
Yeah, there we go. Exciting first laps. We've had a few guys in the pits already, a few wing changes. Nick out of the race, unfortunately. Bob and Josh carry on fighting. It's only Bob trying to get out of the toe already. Almost looked like he was going to pit. It's only 4 tenths. Josh behind him.
And I don't know if Speed Alcoholic also got damaged, but Yaku's taking on the straight.
Yeah, Yaku's gone through on Speed Alcoholic. I'm going to have a look at Speed's car and see if I can see any damage. It's probably just, you know, I thought let him come past, let me get DRS on a second, but this straight is just not long enough. Brilliant view here.
I'll tell you what, Yaku, how many positions has he gained here?
Nah, I tell you what, he's just made the most. He's got a really good race car underneath him, looks to be. Because got unlucky in the first session in qualifying, made up for that in the second session that we opened up, made the most out of it, and he's up into third.
Yeah, he's made up 6 places, old Yaku, so looking very sharp there in the podium places.
I see Ruan also pitted, he's on the mediums now.
Right, so Ruan into the pits. Yeah, Ruan all the way in 11th, 19 seconds behind Tunable because of that pit stop.
A lot of early pit stops. That's gonna make
Tunable still hanging it in there,
later.
guys, in 10th position on the hards, not making any mistakes, keeping it nice and smooth. One
and
stopper for him.
About to in DRS of,
yeah, I tell you what, he's probably going to do a one stopper tonight. He's going to go hards and then softs. Sims getting now very close to Super D as well.
Yeah, the only thing that's tunable is he's used all his ERS to stay in the fight, so that's a long race for him, but
right, and Sims also with ABS off, a correction for that, so it's not only Speed Alcoholic, Sims also with his ABS off.
Yeah, Sims is at the back of a nice little battle here, being towed along by 3 quick drivers in front of him as well.
Yeah.
Waiting for someone to make a foot wrong, so it looks like Sims is carrying a penalty. Let's just go look.
And Zero to Cool, I see Zero to Cool, Hamrick, they also made a good recovery.
Yeah, just on this penalty, Sims 3-second penalty, so he got brave on track limits. His lack of ABS catching him out in that sharp left-hander as well. But yeah, Sims is the first of the medium runners though. It's, we saw him quick on the mediums in quali, and now he's quick in the race on these mediums, so this strategy might come to him a bit later.
Yeah. Top Dog sticking nicely with Shakes here. Shakes on the mediums and Top Dog on the hards. 0.6 of a second between the 2 tyre compounds on lap time. But Tunable looking very pretty in 10th. I still think don't take anything out of that for him. He's going to do a one-stopper if there's no safety cars. The worst thing that can happen to him is a safety car. But yeah, let's hang it out there. I see there's position changes.
Yaku in the pits.
Yeah.
And Sims past Super D.
Here we go. So
Yeah,
Yaku is going to go mediums. Brand new mediums going on there from what I can see. Is it?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
it.
is.
It's about the that's about the start of the 2 stops, right? About
Yeah,
lap,
good for him. He
8
might
or
just
so.
get a nice undercut there and extend that lead that he had over Speed Alcoholic. So we'll monitor that. Bob still in control in front of Josh. 5.5, 6, 7 tenths of a second.
Yeah, Bob seems to be managing it well. He's not even at the end of the long straight into turn 1. It's not like Josh is side by side with him. So
And both of them using the same boosts. So yeah, they're all good.
yeah, very good managing there. These 2 gents pretty decent on tyres, so I think they will try extend this first session for better tyres later
maybe
on.
lap 8, lap 9, thereabouts. Maybe they would go soft, medium, soft. You never know. I mean, we know last night that you can do easily, 17 laps on the mediums. Easy. Although I say easy, it wasn't easy, that easy for me and Wezer at the end of the race, but further down, Sims is now at the back of Speed Alcoholic.
He looks like he's gonna take him on that straight.
Maybe a little bit
got
too
a lot
far
of
behind. We'll
ERS
see.
left.
Yeah, and the weaving starts in Bahrain.
Alright,
so Sims on the outside, he's picked his line. Speed has picked his line. Ooh, brave. I tell you what, not to lock up there, that was mega from Sims. He came, he loses it.
Oh no, Sims!
Nicely
We were just singing his praises.
I tell you what, that was probably a Daniel Ricciardo move, and he just made that stick, but bottomed out on the Astro. And yeah, that's him down into 8th. My word.
And Sims was knocking on the door of podiums there, I think,
Absolutely.
with his first stint. But very big pity.
Right, so Yaku came out of the pits on the medium, so he's got some nice clear track between him and Tunable. The worst thing for Yaku is he's going to catch up with Tunable when those hards are actually in his prime spot, and his mediums might be a little bit worn, so it might be a bit difficult for him to get past Tunable. So that's why I'm saying don't leave Tunable out. He's only going to stop once. Let's just see, Bob and Josh, when are these front runners going to pit?
Are they maybe going for the soft medium version?
Yeah, it's going to be tight. That is going to be, if they can do this to lap 11, I would definitely say soft mediums, most definitely.
Bob pulling the trigger. No, he
not.
doesn't.
He messes with Josh there. Thought Josh would follow him in. Good tactic,
he
though.
got close to that pit wall, I must tell you that.
Good tactic.
That was,
It's nice to see the guys can't play games like this.
I wonder if they're in the same party tonight.
Probably is, but it's probably dead quiet in that party. I really want to be a fly on the wall in there.
And Super D gets Speed Alcoholic.
Oh, and Speed's going to just come back at him on the DRS zone. These guys are so close to each other.
Just watch the wings, yo.
Oh.
Yeah, mega drive from D's kept in there as well tonight. Looks like he had the pace anyway in quali. And up into a useful third.
Yeah, and Hanku is now all over the back of Sir Hamrick, and he's pulling Boinkies along. So Boinkies still on 9-lap old softs, Hanku on those mediums. So Hanku is on a slower tyre. Maybe not at this stage of the race. Maybe he's on a better tyre right now. Those mediums would have been nice now. As Arnu extends his penalty count there.
Arnu's on 8 seconds already. He needs to watch himself.
Yeah.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
There we go.
Yeah, Zero and Sir Hamrick, they are now on mediums. So that might play out a bit later.
Yeah, and
Just
Boinkies
watching the
in
leaders. Bob now in the pit. Wilson. He's
Right,
got
so
mediums
let's see
coming out.
where this is going to bring him out towards Yaku, because he was about 4 seconds ahead of Yaku. So let's see if Yaku did manage to get some kind of undercut. He didn't have any traffic.
When Yaku is now on the start-finish straight, Tunable will pass Bob, and Bob will have Yaku come past at full pace there. Yaku does go past.
How's that for undercut? How is that for the undercut? He just...
This is the problem for Bob now, right? He's got two probably slightly slower drivers ahead of him. And
yep, undercut powerful.
time.
4 seconds behind those guys. Yaku pitted early and just undercutted by 4 seconds. My word. Great stuff by Yaku. I mean, that's a provisional second for him at the moment. And if Josh doesn't pit soon, he will drop all the way down into third. Because I tell you what, if Bob has a mega outlap, which he might get because he probably will get DRS from the Ferrari.
DRS, exactly.
So Josh might be in trouble here.
Unless Josh, there's not much more to extend. I don't think he can try anything else. He'll just hope for a good in-lap here and
yeah, and hope that obviously Bob gets traffic, which he doesn't. He's just going to get DRS assistance.
Peter Golick is losing places now. He's going to lose a place to...
Josh is pitting, by the way. So
purple sector for Bob, so he's really on it.
And Bob's going to get DRS down the start-finish straight, probably past Yaku while he's at it.
Right, so let's see.
Get meaty. Josh is out the pit box, but Bob approaching at speed. Bob passes Yaku. Thanks for DRS. And Bob is the winner of these pit stops now by far.
And tell you what, Josh came out behind Yaku. So all of a sudden, yeah, the undercut.
Very good call by Bob. In terms of championship standings, that is a mega piece of 2 laps in this race.
Yeah, that was a stellar purple sector by him, and then that pass on Yaku, that was just needed. Look, he's committed to a 2-stopper, I think. So you could just well burn those tires and get on with it.
So your new leader is Hamrick and Zero to Cool. Winky still needs to pit.
Yeah, we were talking about the guys leading of the medium starters, and they can go another 3-4 laps quite comfortably.
Yeah. Look, they might just stretch this. They might just go like a tunable, Brad did last night, a medium Hearts did. They might just go 1-stopper, which is going to bring them back into play, most definitely. Because you expect, depending on how far Boinkies can go, I'm just having a look at Boinkies here. When does he pit?
And
he stays out.
The likes of Bob, Yaku, Josh, they have to stop again. So Sir Amrik and Zero, they've got some decisions to make here.
Yeah, Boinky's doing the right thing here as well. He's just hanging it out there. He's got DRS assistance, so why not use this? Why not get lap times?
Old soft, say this.
Yeah,
is,
get lap times.
Decent drive.
Yeah, get lap time for you free by getting 3 DRS assistance across the lap.
If we're counting, it's Boinky's up 11 places, Tunable up 11 places, Sir Hamrick up 10, Zero up 15.
My word.
So the
feisty. Big moment between Shakes and Top Dog. Those two touched. They did not leave each other's space.
Shakes
and Shakes came out worse than Top Dog, unfortunately. There, contact between the two.
Shakes may have left the session. I think he did.
Alright, so we caught that on stream, so that will be a problem for him. Retiring on track, unfortunately.
And there's no safety car or anything, so Sir Hamrick, Zero, no cheeky pit stops for them. And Boinkies, he's still following them on those 13-lap-old.
You must also remember that Boinky started on a fresh pair of softs, so that's not quali softs.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can probably go to lap 13 with those softs before it's going to really die on him.
He jumps in now though, he's trying to undercut, but so does Zero, so they are going to undercut Sir Hamrick.
Yeah, so what does Zero go for here? Is he going to go for the softs? Is he going to go, so he goes mediums.
Zero goes for softs, I think.
Yeah, he does, and Boinkies go for mediums.
So that's
worked out nicely.
Different approaches.
Yeah, works out nicely.
Speed Alcoholic gets fastest lap of the race, he's on new mediums. Trying to catch on the guys in front. He catches up to Super D quite nicely.
Yaku now, guys, just worth mentioning here. So he's 0.4 of a second behind Bob, and Josh is not sticking with him. 2 seconds between them. The gap's been relatively constant. So Yaku looking very racy at the moment.
Yeah, and tunable on those hards, by the way, if you following him, he's third on track.
Yeah, with only one pit stop to go, he can probably stretch this to lap 20.
And have decent softs or mediums to the end comfortably for comfortable race for tunable from here.
Yeah, he can do one stopper for softs. Yeah, so watch out for him. That worked for Brad last night, one stopper. Managed to win Division 2 Bahrain last night ahead of Wezo. So good by him.
Yeah, just the Bob, Yaku, Josh battle.
But Bob is gaining on tunable now.
And Josh is catching them. Josh has got a lot of ERS. Yaku is using a lot of ERS to stay with Bob. And yeah, Bob as well has been dumping some ERS. So I think don't write Josh off just yet. He's obviously managing quite well there and not far off the pace anyway.
Speed Alcoholic gonna have a look at Ruan, yeah, but things better of it. Ruan stays ahead in 7th place on 10 lap old medium, so Ruan might stretch this. Yeah, his next stop will be softs, but yeah, Speed Alcoholic does come past.
Speed Alcoholic got a much better line and traction through turns 2 and 3, then goes very deep on the brakes, and Ruan sees that and jumps on the inside. Well done, Ruan, on quite. What's Ruan got? 10 lap old mediums, much older mediums, making them work anyway.
Yeah, Ruan had an early pit stop because of damage, I think. That's why he lost lots of positions. So he had to pit very early, I think lap 5. So expect him to do one more stop, and that will be softs for him. You don't expect Speed Alcoholic maybe in the pits again. He can do 17 laps on those mediums. You don't expect Super D in again. And maybe Bob as well. You don't expect Bob in. Bob and Josh, I'm not sure if Yaku will get to the end with that with those mediums. Might be a bit of a stretch. Yeah. DRS train here, Ruan, Speed Alcoholic and Super D. Ruan leading that pack, boosting as much as he can, but yeah, he's going to be a sitting duck.
Into the pits now.
Sims into the pits. He's going to try undercut Hamrick, who hasn't put in yet.
Ruan's also ducked into the pits.
Yeah, Ruan, new mediums to the end now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
brand new mediums for Ruan there.
Sims could have done mediums. I think he was on mediums there. That was his problem.
Oh yeah, I have to change.
Yeah.
Softs won't take him to the end.
And Bob is now caught up to tunable, so Bob's about to put another car behind between him and Josh. He needs to clear tunable quite quickly. I suspect he will. New mediums against.
I tell you what, Yaku is still there. Yaku is not letting it go.
On the gearbox. Yeah, Yaku's looking very racy behind Bob. Yaku's found extra pace just from being behind Bob.
Yeah, and it's keeping him in that fight.
Yeah, and Bob's going to have to close up to tunable here so you can make sure he clears him on the straights. But at the distance, Yaku's keeping there. Yaku might clear tunable anyway. Yaku wouldn't mind a car between him and Josh either.
Yeah, tunable, really no boost left for him. Is he going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. Saw the opportunity. Don't want to get into a battle and lose lap time there.
He does, but Bob got the DRS anyway, so Bob can at least defend and pull away slightly from Josh this lap.
And there is zeros on the fastest lap, 129.380.
Zero.
There we
Zero
go.
went for softs in this middle stint, so he's going to have to... Does he stop again? 14 laps
it looks
on
like he
softs?
stopped
Possible.
again.
Okay, close fights out on track. It's Yaku behind Bob. He's looking very racy. Zero just got past Speed Alcoholic. And then Super D on Sims. Sims on brand new hards. D on 5-lap old medium. So
we haven't spoken a lot about Hamrick. He's got a 5-second lead. He still needs to put. He's on
Yeah,
16 lap or medium, so yeah.
So Hamrick making this first stint work for him, but
He's
he
probably
either
going to
has
go on the
to.
softs, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably too late to commit to the hard, so he would have wasted the opportunity. I think he may as well now put when he thinks he's ready to take softs to the end, maybe another lap or so. He's still got a decent gap, 4.6 seconds to Bob. Bob, by the way, still has Ruan on his gearbox. And Josh now looks like he's getting in touch of DRS pretty much of Yaku. So Josh not completely far away from Bob. You can probably see him from where he's on track. So the championship battle is not quieting down yet, must. I think we've lost Abilach. He's gone to bed.
Oh, okay.
Late night for him. And I'm watching Josh now. Gerard, he's closed up right behind Yaku, so he's probably ready to start making a move.
Basically like a three-way battle now. And they're also gaining on Sir Hamrick at the moment. The gap is now down to 4 seconds.
And Sir Hamrick goes another lap. I think that's the right call. Top Dog gets another penalty. Top Dog running in 7th on 12 lap old hards. He had damage early on. And Yaku goes side by side. No, he doesn't. He lets Bob have the corner.
Josh can have a run at him now.
Yeah, the Yaku does need DRS to save himself from Josh. So we can't fight with Bob too hard and get it all wrong. What you don't want to do is take out any of the championship rivals.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to do, and you also don't want to take out too much of your tires, because Yaku's tires is 3 laps older than Bob's, and 4 laps older than Josh, so he might just battle slightly.
And if Yaku pits now, he goes probably down to like 9, 10, 11, somewhere there.
Yeah.
So even if he pits for softs now, it's going to be hard to salvage the podium from there.
No, I don't think anyone is going to pit now. It just be... Yes, I would just push to the end now.
Look, this is exciting for us from a championship point of view.
Yeah.
To have Yaku between Josh and Bob, because that just extends, or it just shrinks that lead, so it will take it to Japan. So this is exciting. It's good for us as viewers and as management and as commentators.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Yaku needs to hang it in there.
And Sir Hamrick heads towards the pits now from the lead. I suspect it's softs.
Yeah, he's probably going to come out, 10th, 11th? Let's see.
And he goes on the
softs. Doesn't challenge Bob again. Sir Hamrick on the softs comes out.
Right, Boinkies on Top Dog here. So Boinkies makes the move. He moves up in 2 positions because of Sir Hamrick. So Boinkies up into 6th position.
Samrick though on softs to the end. I'll flip him for another couple of places.
Him and Sims very close there. Not giving a edge.
And Sims with a lot of ERS and DRS. He doesn't, in fact. Sir Hamrick at the DRS. So Samrick saves that 8th place. But Samrick good on the first stint. I'd love to see him get more points. I feel like he's earned it.
Absolutely, and I mean you're just going to see that Red Bull now. Or that Mercedes just pull away, because this is the sector where the soft just comes to you. So it's going to be good.
Turn it down into
there
the pits. I just want to see. Okay, just came out of the pits. New pair of softs.
Right, so further down the field, let's just have a look at these guys. Ruan all the way in 12th position, 9 seconds behind Tunable. Tormund Kills behind him. Arnu in 14th. And then Burner down all the way down in 15th.
I don't like seeing Tormund down in 13th. He had a good quali. He definitely had place tonight. Obviously the race hasn't worked out.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
just had that
unlucky,
one
mate.
spin. He was, I think, in 4th place. He had that spin. So that dropped him a few places. He's been
Right,
recovering
Yaku
ever
making the
since.
move on Bob. Ooh, ooh. Nice and
Ooh,
tidy
side
by both drivers.
side. And Josh is
Nah,
2
Josh,
tenths
yeah.
behind Yaku, licking his lips. And again, Josh is the one with the most ERS, so
Yep,
at
so
some point
Hanku
if
just
Josh
drives
gets the
just zero
sniff,
to
he'll
cool
go.
into the pits in a Ferrari. He slapped on his last pair of softs, so he's going to go for fastest lap here.
Ruan might catch him on the exit here. Will we have a race?
Nah.
No, he gets out just in front.
He's probably not going to get DRS anyway down the straight. I don't think he was within range. No.
He
yes,
does
he will.
get
He
DRS,
does. He does.
but he's too far behind. Those new softs already giving Zero a lot of action.
Yeah, Yaku needs to get past Bob, otherwise he's going to get swallowed by Josh here.
Yeah, well, look, but like Ron said earlier, the last thing you want to do is drive into the back of a championship contender and take both of them out. And you don't want to be famous for that, unfortunately. That's not something that you want to be known for.
Yeah, and I suspect Bob's running saving his ERS for the back straight. I think he's running low enough wings to be competitive on the straight, and Yaku fakes the pit stop.
Yeah, he's just breaking that toe. Love it.
And does Yaku sniff on the inside? No, Bob covers it. Brave move by Bob. He could have gone out the race there, but this is going to give Yaku brilliant drive into the
he's got to get it on this time.
He has to get him this time.
Is this a 10th only? Yaku must stick it this side, surely. No, showing a lot of respect, Yaku. Love it.
Well, these guys don't have much ERS left. They're using everything to try and get at each other. So yeah.
Except for Josh. Josh is playing this very nicely. I mean, he's sitting with 40% ERS, 50% almost. He's just waiting. He's just waiting. There's what, 7 laps to go?
Josh is less than a second off the race leader, off his championship rival with a lot of ERS. He's getting benefit of DRS, dragging him along.
So he's got nothing to use it now. I can just save it.
Absolutely. Boinky's now catching up with Sir Hamrick. Sir Hamrick not pulling away as quickly as I thought he would on those softs. I just want to see if he's got damage. It doesn't look that way. Maybe not switching the softs on yet. No damage from what I can see. But Boinky's keeping him nice and on a tunable now behind Super D. Further down the field, battling for 8th and 9th.
Yeah, Chinable's one of the other guys that deserves some points, so it'll be nice to see him get along there. And Bob this time tries to break the toe.
Yaku's going to get in now. This is it.
Yaku does take him for the lead. And Josh might
come for the cutback,
Josh might in fact challenge Bob as well now. Bob does not want to lose 2 places, but Bob with DRS will get back the lead. Well played, Bob.
Yes, I tell you what, this is good racing.
That is top notch racing.
I tell you what, Yaku's
well
not making it easy for these two, because one mistake by Bob and it's championship over. If Josh drives into the back of Yaku, he's in a whole heap of trouble next week in Japan. He doesn't want to go to Japan with the lead of 1 or 2 points, so Yaku's making this very difficult for these two.
Yeah, well done, Yaku. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
With his older mediums.
That's why he was the champion last season.
Yeah, so that's just
of drives like this.
Yeah, that's the reason why he was your world champion last season. Is like Gerard said, drives like this.
Oh yes, we got the retirement.
No, I think Yaku just went into the pits. I think he retired inside the pits from what I can see. Okay. Yep, no, that's
Arno's not had a great, wonderful race, but Tunable now gets past Super D.
Are you sure it's in the pits? Because that's a yellow flag.
It could have been last day, Gerard, sorry. Look, every time you retire from a session, I don't know. I was not on board.
Okay, Yaku's got a better run now.
This time Yaku again side by side. Can he get the move done properly?
Yes, he's got a bit more space now.
Okay, but what does Josh do, or Bob do now? Does he go for...
But Yaku also... Yeah, Yaku got a much better line through there, which means he's got this covered. Yeah, he's got
the lead. It's not a bad thing about what Bob's doing here. He can just stay behind Yaku, save up his ERS and have another go at him. Couple of laps to go.
Zero gets his fastest lap, 1:28.229.
There we go, Anku. So Bob, if he plays this well, just sit with Ruan or with Yaku, get that DRS assistance, and start saving ERS, because I tell you what, Josh looks pretty. 65% ERS for Josh.
Yeah, Josh is just putting the laps in now.
No, he's just in that DRS, not doing anything funky.
And he's got the newest tyres of these guys, so... Sir Hamrick, by the way, he is DRS and speed alcoholic. We knew he would have pace, and come start finish straight, so Hamrick will go into fourth, so that's that long first stint
they're
working out for
basically
him.
fighting for the constructors here, because that's also Mercedes-Benz. So if you look at it now, you got a Mercedes-Benz in second and fifth. You got Josh in the Aston Martin and Bernard down in 13th place.
Yaku's out. Yaku DNF'd on the start of the straight after a brilliant drive.
Oh, I see the Ferrari park there, yeah. My word. Now Josh is going to have a go at Bob very soon. Bob sees this
Josh
opportunity.
All that ERS has to go for it.
Yeah, Josh has got nothing left. Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, both of them sort of recovered. Apologies for that. So that puts Sir Hamrick in a podium. I tell you what, he needs one. He deserves one.
And nothing to challenge Sir Hamrick, because he'll drop speed alcoholic pretty soon, surely.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Tires. As this played into Josh's hands, he's been very patient. He now doesn't have Yaku between them.
Kharat, the points difference between Josh and Bob at the moment before this race was 31, am I right?
31, yeah.
31, so there will be 5 points here if Bob wins. So Josh will go into Japan leading by what? By 26 points.
26 if it stays like this.
Yeah, if it stays like this. But yeah, Bob, yeah, he can win the championship tonight. He can seriously wrap this up tonight.
I'll tell you
Josh.
what though, 3-4-10s going into the back straight with a lot of ERS.
But this is great racing. This is your two championship rivals fighting it out on track.
Different constructors, I tell you what, this is legend.
This is what people like to watch. Fighting for championships on the same lap.
Yeah, so you know what? So different constructors, two very good friends, battling it out. It's just gonna be. Is this redemption for Bob? Is this redemption for Bob? Where last year his teammate didn't do much protection for him in the last race, and he lost the championship to Yaku. Where these two guys were teammates. Is this redemption for him, or is this gonna be another heartache night for Bob? And I hope it's not the latter, because I really want Bob to have a good go at this.
Yeah, and Josh is having no problem staying with Bob.
Yeah, he's using his DRS now. He's got so much ERS of but they're virtually similar now.
Yeah, I think Bob saved it nicely. Bob's gotten himself back in there.
And looking down the field, no other close battles besides the one for first place for the win.
Okay, I'll be back now, guys.
No problem.
Okay, shall we look at some position changes? So Bob's up one, Josh is down one. They're still battling for the lead here. Sir Hamrick, brilliant in his first stint. He's now on for a battle for the lead. Speed Alcoholic, he's down one place but doing really well for fourth place at the moment. Boinkies has had a nice race. He's up 9 places. Simps up 6. Tunable up 9. They'll all get good points tonight. Super D, he's hung in there. Started 7th. He's now 8th. And then Zero to Cool, he started right at the back. 8 places up in the points in 9th. Doing good there. Then Top Dog Ruan, they haven't had the best places. Still 10th and 11th. Bernard down. He's getting a point for his effort in 12th if he stays there. And behind him, Torment.
And if you look at the penalty, Simps is on 6th, so he will lose 7th place to Tunable. Zero's on 3 seconds, so he will lose a place to Super D. Top Dog is on 3 seconds, but he will retain his place, and Burn It Down is also on 3 seconds, but he will retain his place. But the battle is heating up now. It's still staying under 3 tenths. We're on lap 27. We're going for lap 28 now.
Just two other battles we can watch in this last 2 laps. Super D is catching, or is just behind 0, but I don't think you'll get him. And Tunable is catching Simp, so that might be one to watch in this last
the
3
two
laps.
of them, they don't actually have to fight it so hard because the guys are from the mad penalties, and they should get the place. I see Josh not using all his ERS.
Yeah, it's strange. 2 laps to go. I'd expect him to dump it now, but Bob is safe now.
I mean, sorry,
50%.
DRS.
DRS. He didn't use the DRS. Oh, that is strange.
Yeah, he's closing it earlier. Maybe it's just how he's applying the brakes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just to not overcook it and lose the front wing. Whatever his method is, it's working because he's staying within 4 tenths comfortably of Bob. Will we see a battle? A lap and a half to go now. Both of them have got ERS, similar tyre wear. They've made, is it 1-stops? Yeah, they've made 1-stops work, soft to medium. That is a brilliant strategy if you can pull it off. So Hamrick catching them slightly in podiums.
Bob put it first. He went for the undercut 1 lap earlier.
And it worked very well for Bob as well, that undercuts.
Right, here we go. It's almost 1 corner to go. Then it starts the last lap here in Bahrain. Will we take this all the way to Japan, or will it finish tonight? You've got 1 lap to see all of this. 1 minute and 31 seconds probably waiting for us. Is Josh going to risk? Is he going to pull an Ayrton Senna Alain Prost where he crashes into him? Now he boosts. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, keeping it close. It's about who gets traction on now. And it looks like Bob got away.
Bob got away really well there. Both of them boosting.
Yep, straight.
Right, so I'm on board with Josh at the moment, sitting in his cockpit. This is the best view that we can have for the championship. Any mistake from any of these two, and Sir Hamrick will pick up the pieces behind them.
Ooh, Josh gets a good line there.
Bob gets really wide. Is he going to defend the inside line? Josh is going to make this. Is he going to dive? Ooh.
Oh, cheeky dive, but it gets him closer to Bob.
No, but that actually just compromises exit, so...
And we got a retirement in Rouen.
Rouen DNF'd in somewhere in
just lost it in that first, that
oh,
second ERS.
There we go, Josh loses it!
And Sir Hamrick might catch Josh as well. Let's watch Sir Hamrick.
He goes
Sir
past.
Hamrick will get past Josh. More points stolen from Josh. Speed Alcoholic will maybe.
I tell you what.
Ooh. He will get past him because he's got damage.
Does Josh have damage?
1 corner to go. It is Bob that wins. No, Josh is going to make it stick. He's going to finish in 3rd.
Yo.
And that is mega for Bob.
That is FTR Premier Division for you. I tell you what.
Mercedes-Benz.
I tell you what. Gerard, what does that mean
race.
for constructors for us tonight, for the Mercedes ranking up the points here
I
towards...
think they probably will take the constructors now because they were leading by 10 points, so I'm sure they're going to take it unless Mercedes-Benz gets both cars don't finish in the next race.
Yeah, never say never. We saw tonight.
But yeah, we'll have to wait until the next race to confirm that.
So, gents, driver of the day.
Sure.
I'm liking a Sir Hamrick there in second, mate. That first stint.
I tell you what, I'm leaning. If it wasn't for him, it would have been Yaku by far.
Yeah, Yaku had also had a good drive. Unfortunately, just lost it in the end.
But Sir Hamrick, my driver of the day, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant first stint. Waited a lap or two longer.
Hey, Codemaster agrees with us. Well done, Codemaster.
There we go. Codemasters get something right.
Gerard, can you see if you can get them into the comms box for us? I'm not sure if you got Sir Hamrick as a friend, but just maybe see if we can get
I'm
them in.
gonna try my best.
So Josh kept it so cool in that last stint on those mediums, but 3-4 corners to go, just made a spin there, trying to put Bob under pressure. Bob kept it so cool, so brilliant drive by Bob. Bob deserves to go into the last race, still in the championship fight, based on what we saw there tonight. And I thought Josh sticking the wheel on the inside was going to be a decider, but
Yeah.
just too late, I think. He could have challenged a couple of laps earlier. He had a lot of ERS. He had.
But just confirmation for you guys on the finish. Bob finished up in first with Sir Hamrick in second. Josh in third. Speedo Alcoholic in fourth. Good drive by him. Boinkies in fifth. Always consistent. Tunable, Super D 6 and 7. Simpson 8th. Zero to Cool. Good drive from basically last to 9th. Top Dog in 10th. And then burner down. Retirement. Ruan Yaku. We also had Negishan, Shakes. So before we chat to these guys, Ron, anything on the comments on the stream there for us before we jump on to...
I'll check for you now. One quick thing I want to mention. Blinky's in third place in the championship. He finishes fourth tonight. Stretches his lead over Zero and Super D and Yaku. So he's looking good to finish there in third. Let me check the stream bus. I think I saw Bob join already.
Alright, so we just wait for everyone to join. In the meantime, Ron, can you just check for us if there was any comments on the YouTube, and then we'll start with the interviews.
Not too much.
Alright, so let's kick it off. Third place while we wait for Sir Hamrick to join. Gerard, yeah, there we go.
He did join.
Right, so let's start
all
off
of
with...
them are, yeah?
Yep, so
Welcome,
let's start off with Josh.
Yeah.
You could have won tonight the World Championship. Was that on your mind?
Could have. Definitely. Yeah, alright. That is the best fight I've ever had with someone. Like, usually me and Bob, if it's a race, and we top two, we just work together. There was no working together, yeah, it was just a straight fight to the end, and every lap we were battling. I tried to save my ERS for the last lap, but it wasn't enough. And
listen, Josh, we all said that we would like to be in the chat party that you guys are in. How quiet was that chat party?
Yeah, the only people you could hear talking was Super D and the others. We never said a word over.
Well, I tell you what, from my side, before
them.
Gerard and Ron jumps in, this is probably the closest racing, except for last season when we had that final race. This is great stuff by the two of you. And before I give you to the rest of the commentators, going in next week to Bahrain, you lost a couple of points tonight, so it's all about Japan next week.
Yeah, not a good track for me, but I'm just hoping to keep whatever the gap is, just keep it down as much as possible in the race, so yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Gerard, you guys can have a go at Josh here and maybe start having a chat with Sir Hamrick. I'll be back now.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say, yes, great race, guys. Kept it close right until the end. You even had Yaku in there at a stage. He was in between it, and I saw he lost it. But yeah, nice for the championship, and it's going to be tough in Japan.
Yeah, I just want to say, all done to Bob. I say the best race ever to keep that, because I thought I had that on the last lap.
It was a white knuckle race.
How much ERS did you have there?
Yeah, this was so 50, and 50. I just boosted it all on the straight.
When Yaku was there, I saw you were flashing, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna keep him for the last lap. But
as soon as Yaku spun out there, I didn't use any ERS until that last lap.
No, that was really good.
Oh, nice one. And Bob, how's the butterflies now?
Oh, I'm just hoping for a good race come Japan. But I have to say, well done to my teammate. The first 1-2, let's go!
Yeah, wait, Sir Hamrick, you can hear us?
Yeah. Wait, I don't know if my voice is on aloud, eh?
Okay. But I even see Codemaster gave you driver of the day, but we in the comments box also tend to agree you had a great race. Nice comeback. Yeah. Great race.
That first lap was a bit hectic, eh?
Yeah, same for me and Josh. We were on each other's
Gearboxes,
sidepods, gearboxes.
I didn't know he was gonna even like the one corner. I was like, hey, why are you sending it here?
Oh yeah, I knew he wouldn't be boosting there. I know you like the race, so I just thought, hey, this guy's not gonna be expecting it, but just go for it.
Yeah. And even in the qualifying, you guys were battling it out just to get that. It was very, very close, and I think we haven't had such a close qualifying battle in a long time. But yeah, it's going to be nice. And Josh, how you feel about Japan? Is that one of your favorite tracks?
It's one of the worst tracks. I'd rather race on Monaco, to be honest. But I know Bob is actually quite good there. But look, I'm just gonna whatever the gap is. I think it's more now like 22 points.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So if I can just stay top 5, I'm happy with that. Just bring it home. It's not about fighting, and then if I spin out, I've lost it. So just keep it clean.
Yeah.
And then see what happens.
Yeah, and also it's not just the championship you're fighting for. You're both fighting for the constructors.
Nah, I don't know about that anymore.
I think we secured it.
I think it's done.
Nah, look, I mean, anything can still happen. I think we've just worked it out quickly, but I mean, it's still up for grabs in Japan. I mean, if the two Mercs have a DNF,
marginal, but it's still up for grabs. Yeah.
But listen, just from my side, Josh, a good drive. So Hamrick, it's nice to see you on the podium, buddy. I've never chatted with you in a comms box, so well done. It's great. I tell you what, if you have more races like this, you know what, world champion, baby, world champion.
How's your Japan, Sam? You can do Japan.
But I've got it's the worst track there is for me.
Oh my god.
Nothing can be worse than Monaco.
Just understeer off.
You need to practice, please.
The only thing worse than Monaco is a wet Monaco. So no, it's fine. And then just from my side, Bob, before we finish off, I said it earlier in the stream. Redemption. If we think of last season, last race, Josh, this might be a bit of redemption for Bob.
I don't know why you're telling me. But,
no, I'm just saying teammate protection this time around. Listen, no, guys, well done. I think, I tell you what, it's the first time in FTR that Division 2 and Premier Division is going to the last race. With two people who can still win the championship, so that is really exciting for us.
Yeah, you know,
pardon me.
You in it as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough next week. But me and Weza, I think there's like 6 or 7 or 8 points difference between the two of us, so it's gonna be tight. But I mean, from an FTR point of view and from a league point of view, this is what we wanted to achieve. So well done for you guys, and it's the first time in our history that we take it to the last race. So looking forward next week to Japan. Well done to the 3 of you, and hopefully we can chat to you guys again next week.
Hope we can have a battle like that again, Josh, next week. Because that was amazing.
Okay, you guys can take your bromance in your own chat party. Get on with it. Listen, thanks guys. Thank you very much, and then we'll catch up with you next week. Ciao, ciao. Alright, so just from me and Gerard, so you can catch us next week. That will be the last race of Season 5. That will be in Japan for Division 2.
It's going to be a thriller.
Catch the fight of the World Championship between myself and Wezo. That is on Wednesday night. And then the fight between Josh and Bob. And if it's anything to go by what we saw tonight, next week, I'm going to have lots of beer or brandy or something, because that's going to be nerve-wracking. Gerard, thanks for joining me.
Try and have it on Thursday night.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wednesday I'll try to be out. But Gerard, thanks for joining me. Ron obviously left, unfortunately, but thanks to Ron who joined us.
No, it was a pleasure. It was an exciting race to watch, and yeah.
Absolutely.
See each other next week.
Catch you guys next week. Ciao, ciao.